Hello everyone! Welcome! I am so excited to be back because I have such a special video in store for you all. This has been a video that has been a long time in the making, and for those of you who have been around for a while, you probably already know. Today, we will be unveiling the Victorian Gothic gallery wall. It is finally here. It was an adventure, I'll say that. It was an absolute adventure, and I'm so excited to take you all along on that journey with me, so make sure you stick around. And we're back. Thank you all so much for tuning in again. I have been looking forward to this video for over a year now because the first time I tried to take you all along on the journey of creating a Victorian Gothic gallery wall, I went through a whole chaotic, crazy year and I wasn't able to make it happen. So fast forward to now, this has been almost like 2 years in the making, honestly. And so I am just absolutely beside myself to bring this to you all. Today, we will be documenting our installation of a Gothic Victorian gallery wall. I have been curating these pieces for quite some time, and if you caught my Vintage Treasures Gothic Victorian Antique haul, I actually talked about all of the pieces that I curated for this new gallery wall in that video. So if you missed that, I will actually link it down in the comments for you if you want to take a look at that. But like I said, this has just been a long time in the making, and it came together so hauntingly beautiful, and I am so excited to take you all on that journey with me. Let me tell you, it was a journey. There was some hiccups and some roadblocks along the way. It definitely was not a glamorous project, I will say that, which is so interesting how these things work because I've done a few gallery walls in this house now, and all the other ones were super easy in my opinion. They were really easy. They went up on the wall super quickly. We ran into very minimal, hiccups. And this one, this one changed my view on gallery walls permanently. I'm not even kidding. It was a difficult project. I'm gonna be so honest. So when I take you all with me, just know that the footage that I captured for this is not always glamorous. You're probably going to be able to tell that at times we were all getting frustrated. It was just, it was just an endeavor. I'll put that out there. It was an absolute endeavor, and it took me so much longer to get here than I was expecting because I thought the gallery wall was going to be published, I would say a month ago, even longer, but we ran into a few hiccups along the way, so it took me a while to get here. But that does not mean that does not mean that it was something that was a failed project or something. I am so happy with how everything turned out. It honestly exceeded my expectations. As difficult and, tedious as it was, I am so happy that, we took the extra time to make sure that, we were, doing things correctly, and, that way my vision could, come to fruition. I'm so happy that, we took the extra time to do that, because now when I look at this new gallery wall, it just is so hauntingly beautiful and it's absolutely magical, and I know you all are going to love it. So, without further ado, let's go and get started. We have a lot of work to do, so I'm going to take you all on this journey with me, and it's going to be a voiceover. So this next bit of footage is just going to be everything we captured along the journey of creating our Gothic Victorian gallery wall. So without further ado, let's begin.
Hi everyone. So I would like to take a moment to introduce to you my dad. He was kind enough to come out and help us get the gallery wall started. He was here during probably the most stressful time during that process, just because when we started this, I had like an idea of how it was gonna go, and it felt like really nothing went according to plan. But I just wanted to say a special shout out to my dad. Thank you so much for coming out and helping me, Dad. It really meant the world to me. We could not have got the gallery wall done had it not been for you. And I know it was a stressful project, but I truly, truly appreciate everything you did to make this happen. So I love you. If you're watching, I love you, and I hope that you enjoy the gallery wall. All right, so what we're doing here is we're just holding up different pieces for the gallery wall, just so I can stand back and see how everything is looking. I do this a lot when I decorate. I try to go into it with, just kind of a clean slate. I try my best not to look at too many reference photos, just because what I create, I really want it to be an original design. And that's all fine and dandy, but like, as you can see here, sometimes you run into major roadblocks, like this one, for example. We couldn't get this wall pedestal to mount to the wall. And then not only that, we just kept running into roadblock after roadblock. The biggest thing that I was struggling with this gallery wall, or the biggest thing that I was struggling with, is I could not for the life of me get all of the pieces to balance. I was trying my best to find that balance. When you decorate with your heart, you're always kind of stepping back and observing the space and kind of trying to see how things are balancing. And for whatever reason, this wall, I could not get my pieces to balance. I couldn't explain it, but everything kept looking off to me, and nothing seemed like it was going right. So you'll notice, you could tell that we feel pretty frustrated, by this point, because we had been working on this for a few hours and just nothing seemed like it was going our way. I had this vision in my mind, but I was having the darndest time, taking it from my mind and putting it into reality. So again, thank you, Dad. I really appreciate how patient you were with me, and I'm so sorry if this was a stressful experience.
Okay, so I just wanted to hop back in here really quickly to kind of give some pointers on how you can, if you ever tackle a project like this, how you can kind of, keep your sanity. So as you can see, we ran into quite a few different challenges in this project. And I would say the biggest advice that I could give to you if you're ever going to tackle something like this is, instead of trying to have, a family member or your partner or whoever hold up the pieces so you could stand back and look at it and decide if everything is balancing correctly. Instead of doing that, what I found worked the best, and unfortunately I found this really late in the game, take some trace paper and take all of your pieces down and trace around them on the trace paper, and then cut those shapes out of the pieces that you're going to hang, and then tape the trace paper up on the wall in the areas that you are envisioning hanging them. And this way you can see everything up on the space all at once, and you can really get a much better feeling if everything is balancing correctly. Because as I mentioned, that was the biggest hurdle that I was facing in all of this, is I could not get everything to balance. I would stand back and I would look at everything, and it just, nothing seemed like it was balancing the way that it needed to. With my decorating style is very much, I decorate with my heart, and that I feel helps me create beautiful things, but at the very same time, it also gets in my own way sometimes, because that's not always the best method. I'm sorry, that's just the truth of it. So this method of taking the trace paper and hanging all the pieces of paper up on the wall, that would have saved us so much time if I had just done that from the beginning. So that's my advice to you. Definitely try the trace paper method, because it will, I promise, it will save your sanity. All right, let's jump back in.
Okay, so now we are trying that trace paper method that I mentioned. And like I said, this was a lifesaver. This probably cut, the working time in half. And I really wish I would have tried this method from the get-go. But you live and you learn. What can you do? Now we're actually hanging one of my favorite pieces in the entire gallery wall. I will say, as much as I love this piece, this was also the hardest item to hang. Because it is antique, it doesn't have your traditional mounting brackets, and we had the darndest time getting this thing to stay on the wall. It was super frustrating, to be honest. So now we're, not only did we get it mounted, but we even took a little nail and hammered in the nail to make sure this thing wasn't going anywhere. I do love the piece though. It is absolutely stunning. And just like that, our Gothic Victorian gallery wall is nearly complete. I was so excited when we reached this point in the project, because we had been working on this thing for nearly 3 weeks at this point, and we were just so ready to be done with everything. But I was so happy with how things were looking, and I am just so excited for you to see the end result. I think you're really gonna love it.
And there we have it. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we are finally finished with our Gothic Victorian gallery wall. This has been such a long time in the making, and it just doesn't even feel real. But thank you all so much for joining me and for coming along on this journey. This has been an absolute blast getting to create this space with you. I hope you all liked this. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and definitely leave a comment down in our comment section. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would be so happy to have you. And please know it'll be Halloween content moving forward. So definitely make sure you stay tuned because it is finally spooky season and I have so many good Halloween videos coming your way. So as always, please stay safe and I will see you in the next video.